Football Leaks reveals a modern-day saint. Benjamin Mendy faces time on the sidelines. There's transfer news from the exits of Manchester United and Liverpool. And has Marouane Fellaini lost all of his power? That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First off, when we come to a modern-day footballing saint, which is something that you don't necessarily associate with Football Leaks. The website has set about tarnishing the name of many clubs and players all over the footballing world. However, N'Golo Kante is exempt from that. Papers recently released stated that he rejected the chance of having all his image rights paid into a tax haven offshore, meaning he wouldn't have to pay around 870k's worth of tax per year. However, N'Golo Kante, being the nice guy that he is, rejected this offer from Chelsea, even though they had set it up for him and advised him, and decided that he just wants to be paid a regular salary into a regular British bank, meaning he will get taxed. All of this just continues to add to the fact that Kante really is the nicest bloke in football. He's been seen driving in and out of Chelsea's Cobham training ground in his £20,000 Mini, as opposed to all the Bentleys, Ferraris and Lamborghinis that the rest of the squad choose to drive in with. This is all after a few months ago when he was invited back to a fan's house for some dinner and to watch Match of the Day after he'd missed his train in London. Now, this isn't something you generally expect for someone who's won back-to-back Premier League titles with two different clubs and won the World Cup this summer, but a humble, nice, honest guy is something that you wouldn't necessarily associate with footballers, so I'm glad I could finally do that with N'Golo Kante. But what do you guys think? Do you have any other stories of footballers being overly nice or just really down-to-earth, humble guys? Let me know in the comments section below, as always. But moving on, and we come to an injury scare for Manchester City, which could leave them without their starting left-back for the next 2 months. The club have refused to say just how long Benjamin Mendy will be out for, but sources close to the player have said he may not be returning until after Christmas. This is because he suffered a knee injury in Sunday's 3-1 win over Manchester United, and as such has withdrawn from France's squad for the UEFA Nations League game. What this means for Manchester City? Well, without him, they'll probably be playing Fabian Delph at left back. To be honest, I'll be one of these people who was a bit shocked by the signing of Delph, and they signed him for $8 million from Aston Villa. At the time, he was a good midfielder. Above the average, but definitely not going to take Manchester City to the next level. So after all that, it shows just how good of a manager Pep Guardiola is that he's not even managed to make Delph into a good player. He's managed to make him into a good player in a new position at left back, and give him the kind of form which has seen him not only return to the England squad, but will also see him be England captain for the very first time tonight before Wayne Rooney comes on to say farewell to the national side. I don't care what you say, but even with all of that money, Guardiola is a top coach, and Fabian Delph is the perfect example of that. And next, on to some more transfer news, where the exit doors at Liverpool and Manchester United could be swinging open in the next few weeks ahead of the January transfer window. At Liverpool, Joel Matip, who rarely gets into the squad these days, could be moving to Fulham, and God knows they need a good defender at the moment. Their shocking form has seen them move to the bottom of the Premier League table, and they've even sacked their manager and brought in Claudio Ranieri, a player famous for keeping clean sheets in that Leicester Championship triumph, as well as offering them pizza. So maybe this will suit Joel Matip altogether. He'll be playing some first-team football and getting some pizza on the odd occasion too. Across from Liverpool though, and to Manchester United, where Smalling and Rojo could both be leaving the club. Marcus Rojo's been in and out of the team because of injuries and could be moving to Premier League newcomers Wolves, where Chris Smalling could be moving to Everton. Now, this seems to me like the most obvious move ever in football. As soon as you leave Manchester United, you go to Everton. It's like that one step down where it's not really a step down because Everton is still good, but you're obviously not at the level you once were to be good enough for Manchester United. Think of Tim Howard, think of Phil Neville, think of Rooney last year, think of Nick Chadwick back in the day. I'm sure there's many more, and Chris Smalling could be the latest on that list for a free next summer. Of course, because it's between English clubs, Smalling will have the chance to talk to foreign clubs as of January, but at the moment it doesn't look like too many of them are interested in his services. And lastly but not least, we come to the most shocking news. Marouane Fellaini has cut his hair off. The world famous Barnet is gone, and with it, are his superpowers gone? Well, I know what you're thinking. What superpowers, Matt? Let's be honest, he is at best a plan B. I've no doubt the guy's got a lot of talent, I just don't think he fits into Manchester United's style of football. More often than not this season, apart from the Manchester derby on Sunday, he's been used as a backup option. Whenever Mourinho's tactic, whatever that is, to win the game doesn't go right, he then throws on Fellaini as sort of a plan B to save the day. Now, it doesn't always work because, let's face it, it's pretty difficult for a guy to literally be that consistently good that you save the team, but not that good that you're on the bench for the next game. It doesn't quite make sense, and to be honest, Fellaini could probably do no worse than moving back to Everton from Manchester United, as well as teammate Chris Smalling. But whilst we wait to see whether Fellaini's hair will grow back or not and what ridiculous style he have it within the new year, why don't you click here to check out all the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. And whilst you're at it, why don't you hit the like button and let me know in the comment section what you thought of everything on today's daily news. But until next time, I will see you guys later.